Hey mortals, it's Hair Mike. Today is the day. We are going to brew beer, Hair Rick and I, in the den of iniquity. So be prepared. The brewing process starts today. Greetings, mortals.
Greetings.
Prost.
Prost. Of course, you have to start out every brewing session with a beer. Now, preferably, the ritual really is doing something that you've already brewed, but since this is going to be our first batch...
It's pretty close, though. We're doing a stout.
Yeah.
This is a stout.
But, yeah.
And then the next time we brew, we'll drink what we just brewed today.
So what we're drinking here right now is...
Lakefront
Brewing Company Fuel Cafe. Pretty good. Coffee stout.
Smells coffee-ish.
Still breakfast. Breakfast time here is 11 o'clock, 11:15, whatever.
Not bad.
I'm also doing a little celebrating right now. I'm officially free as of today. Cheers to that.
Welcome to the club.
And now it's time for us to get busy. We got to do a bunch of cleanup and stuff, so we'll talk to you in a few.
Wish I had.
Here we are. Actually, if you remember last week we started to soak some wood chips in bourbon. And that's them. Look how lovely that looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awesome. In fact, I put a little bit more bourbon in there, and it looks like I still need to put a little bit more bourbon in there. But right now we have to do one of the more, well, not so glamorous parts of this whole process, and that's the cleaning. So right here we have a 6.5 gallon carboy. This is where the beer is going to end up when we're done today. But we have to clean that out. We're going to do that in advance. As you can see, a little blue thing right there is a handy-dandy carboy holder. It allows it to drain upside down. We have various different brushes that we're going to use to scrape it out before we use the iodophore. And I'm just going to sanitize a couple other things. This is a wort chiller. This is one of the things that we're going to use to cool the beer down. Take it from a boil all the way down to like about 72 degrees as fast as possible. We still have to test this out. We have to change the belts. We have a bunch of stuff we have to do before we actually get this whole thing rolling. But and in here we have a big bucket. Excuse my disaster area, but you gotta utilize what you have. But just an old bottling bucket that I have. I'm gonna use this for sanitizing now. So we're going to clean this out, scrub it down, and then sanitize it. And we're going to pretty much soak everything in there. So this way it's sanitized. We talked about sanitizing last time. So we're going to get busy cleaning up now, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright, so we got this 6.5 gallon Wama Jama here that we're going to sanitize first. And it makes sense to do this first because we want to give it sufficient time to dry, but we're also going to take the sanitizing liquid that we put in here. We're going to put it in our bottling bucket, and we're going to sanitize everything else. And we've already scrubbed down this wort chiller, and now I just want to sanitize it real quick with iodophore. And we're even going to boil it before it goes in, so there's going to be no question about the cleanliness of that. So, and that's going to be going in the actual beer at a critical point, so that has to be clean. And this is the last place the beer is going to end up today, so this has to be clean. But this takes time. Again, 4 minutes of direct contact with the iodophore, and then this is going to be rinsed out once, and it's going to just drip dry for the next couple hours while we're doing everything else. And we're going to use that bucket to sanitize everything else. Alright, so this is our sanitizer, and if you recall, we're going to use one line per 5 gallons. This is 6.5 gallons, so I'm going to use a little bit more than that.
Ooh.
Pretty much it's an iodine-based sanitizer.
Looks like blood.
And we'll just cap this off a little bit. Let it sit for 4 minutes or so, and we're good to go.